I'm Frank Iero. This is Evan Nestor. Together we play in a band called Frank Iero and the Future Violence. And we're going to play some songs for you. Acoustically. Don't mind my old halls here. This is an older song. This is a song, it's a song that I think we wrote. I wrote acoustically, but it just never occurred to play it very much that way. So we're gonna try to play it for you today. Some nights it sounds like this. The song's called "I'll Let You Down." 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll let you down. Maybe a better man, been on a losing hand. Yeah, I'd rather fall and walk away while my legs they carry me far. Nothing seems to matter. No one seems to bother anymore. Oh, I've been down this road once before, and I stared down the barrel of my heart. Road gone. When I took you away, yeah, I guess it don't change. Don't listen to me, 'cause I'll let you down. Is there something you wanna tell? Please don't hold back now. I've been waiting so long for you to meet me. Please don't turn back now. About you all the time. Couldn't miss you any more than the two. I've been down this road once before. I stared down the barrel of my heart. Smiled so kind. Thank you so much. That song is off of a record that we did in 2016 called Parachutes. And recently, we finished recording a record called Barriers. It will be out on Unified Records May 31st. And this is the first single that we recorded off it. It's a song called Young and Doomed. And it's the first time... Sorry, did I spit on you? It's not the first time I spit on you. It's the first time somebody told me that, like, they're like, oh, I love how positive and uplifting this song is. I was like, finally. I thought I wrote, like, really uplifting songs, and nobody ever thinks that. It's the first time. Thank you very much.
We're also just very excited to have this album come out and have everyone hear it because
it's just so, from what we feel and what we've been told, it seems like it's, as weird as this sounds, but like the most mature sounding record we've put out yet. Like, it's such a weird compliment to get sometimes, but...
I'm old as fuck.
But yeah, it's very, very exciting to have everybody get to hear it.
Yeah. All right. Just gotta deal with this a case of Brazilian laryngitis. Oh man. All right. You ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Goes like this. Onto bad signs we were born into families that had sworn up and down that they will keep us safe. Yeah, okay. And I'm classically sad, and I'm inclined to get mad, and then I dwell upon mistakes that I've made. Keeps me awake at night, the realization that I might be a drag, that no one wants in hell. Don't leave me with my fears, they consume my thoughts. What was and what could have been? It's a sin. I threw it all away when I hurt myself again. When I hurt myself again. When I hurt myself again. I pretend it's just an accident. Till I hurt myself again. Yeah, I hurt myself again. When I hurt myself again, I'll admit I got problems. Yeah, show me someone who don't. And most of the time, I'm convinced I survive, and that's fine. Yeah, but it's far from ideal, but ideal. Wish that I had all the things that they have, so I can feed this void in my chest. These kids are so unkind, the kids are different kinds, and I promise that I'm not okay. Trust me, don't leave me with my fears, consume my thoughts. What would and what could have been? It's a sin. I threw it all away when I hurt myself again. Yeah, I hurt myself again. Yeah, I hurt myself again. I pretend it's just an accident. Till I hurt myself again.
myself again. When I hurt myself again, I'll admit I got problems. Please don't leave my side. Give me all the love you have. I need it more than air in my lungs. Thank you.
Uh-oh. This is where we get into trouble. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Want me to read them off? Or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, so first question is, do you have advice on learning to play guitar / writing music?
Yes. So I think that, at least for me, it was helpful for me to kind of stumble through on my own. I'm not saying that lessons is a bad idea, but I think that when you try to investigate on your own and you cross those first couple of hurdles of like learning one chord and then learning two chords and then learning how to play one chord into the next chord and back and forth, and then you learn three chords and you write a song, like that makes you feel more invested, I think, and it feels like you have like a sense of ownership over it, as opposed to like not knowing how these things interconnect and just like finding out one word and how to read a note on a piece of paper. I think lessons are better later on after you've already gotten bit by the bug.
Yeah.
Because if you don't enjoy it, you're never going to learn.
Yeah, and that hand dexterity at the beginning is always the hardest.
Definitely.
So yeah, I feel like that too. I agree, probably lessons should come a little later, because if you don't have that in your hand to begin with,
You get frustrated.
yeah, exactly. Anything they teach you at lesson probably is just gonna go right out the window if you can't keep your hand in a certain position for a little bit.
Yeah, and know that it's going to hurt too. Like my kids were like, when before I showed them how to finger certain chords and they had to press down the strings, they're like, wait a minute, this hurts. This sucks. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So understand that it's it's painful and it stinks sometimes.
Yeah. What are the best and worst parts of songwriting for you?
Oh man, they're kind of the both. It's like they go hand in hand. The best parts for me are like when something works and you listen back and you're like, oh my god, and you just want to listen to it constantly over and over and over again. Like the fact that like you made this thing that wasn't in the world yet, from nothing. That's such a huge accomplishment, and you could ride that high forever. When you hear it in your head and it doesn't come out and it's not working, that's the worst part, and you want to kill yourself. I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, it ruins my whole site. Like I'll be miserable for months if I can't get a song.
And there's certain songs too that almost it like acts as both, is where it's like the song almost writes itself. It's like a riff or an idea that just hits you like a lightning bolt out of nowhere, and the song like literally just flows from you.
Those are the best.
And yeah, and it's also the worst sometimes, because it's like you have this amazing thing and then it's like you come up with something else that I feel like, for me personally, it'll be like I'll have this riff that I work on for like 3 years and it doesn't seem to go anywhere, and then one day I'll just pick up my guitar and like something else just comes and it's like the entire song. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't that happen? Like the last one that I've been working on for 3 years.
I feel like picking up a different instrument sometimes
Yeah,
is all it takes. It's
yeah.
just like, oh wait, this guitar just wasn't communicating right. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just need to pick up a different instrument.
Yeah, it's true. Or get together with an amazing group of people.
That
Sometimes
too, that works.
That will spark ideas.
Yeah. Or contact us and pay us to write your songs for you.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. When are you coming to Mexico?
Oh, I think we're figuring that out now, right, Paul? Yes? Should I say it? Yeah? September. We're doing I think it's the last weekend. The last weekend of September, we're gonna be back in Mexico, and we're gonna redo those shows. Sorry about that. So, you can hear it. I'm still fucked up. It's terrible. I feel bad. I'm sorry. But I couldn't, man. Like we got through. We did 2 international flights. I arrived in Mexico with 103-degree fever, and I don't even know. It might have been a doctor. It might just have been Paul in a white coat, but he shot me with this antibiotic in my butt, and finally got the fever down enough that I could fly to America, and I finally got home last week, and I've been on antibiotics for about a week, and it's horrible. Like, it went into my chest, and it was horrible, horrible, horrible. So I'm sorry, but it was for a good reason, but we'll see you soon. Yeah.
Are you going to come to the UK?
Yes. We're doing 2000 Trees Festival, and I think there's going to be some more stuff to be announced shortly. Yeah, shortly. We're gonna announce stuff. I'm sorry, my manager's in the back of the room in the dark. It's very strange. I can't say anything. Yes, but soon.
How's life?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I smile more than I frown, so I think that's kind of the
That's always a
that's
good
the thing, right?
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes it sucks, but most of the time it's pretty good. Yeah.
We have a lot of requests of like places that people want you to play.
Oh,
We'll
weird.
make a list for you.
Yeah.
In Italy.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, when we were just in South America, and it's been a long time coming to been able to tour down there. We played in Peru, and Chile, and Argentina, and Brazil, and the thing that helps is when you're in a city or a country that you want a band to come to, not just our band but any band, you have to be very vocal about it, because it's not really always up to the band to just go to the country and book a show. Like, promoters need to see that there's a demand for the band, so that they'll take a chance on bringing the band over, because you need visas and all these different things. Like, you don't know every venue in the place, and you need a promoter to work with on the ground kind of thing. So if you love a band and you want a band to come to your city or your country, be as loud as you can on social media, and tag different local promoters and stuff like that, and get the word out that there is a demand for your favorite band, so that they'll come there soon.
Which I think I don't remember if they did the whole
Worked for us.
package or not, but that was a Family First.
Family
I
First
think.
and Powerhouse.
Yeah, they were amazing
really awesome
to
when they
work
brought us
with.
down. Yeah.
Are you excited for Atlantic City Warped Tour?
I am. I'm really excited. Is it out what day we're playing? Yes. So I'm excited. I think there's a lot of great bands on that day. I do wish that Quicksand would maybe switch their set to Sunday. That'd be really nice.
Yeah,
Sergio,
please, Walter,
please, if
do
you
something about it.
could cancel on Saturday and play on Sunday. That'd be great.
Did you like the Toro from Peru? I don't remember.
Toro.
I don't know what that is.
I definitely.
I don't know if that was a candy or something, if we tried, or something,
I mean,
potentially.
It had to have been the Toro. It had to have been candy. That's all we ate there was candy.
Yeah, basically.
There was these cookies, pepitas.
With all the little sprinkles on them.
I brought some of those home, and the kids are eating those.
Yeah, those were amazing. Those paquita or something.
Paquita, that was my
yeah,
favorite,
those
but that was
little.
Brazil.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
those were amazing.
That got me through too, because I couldn't eat anything when I was sick, and I knew I had to take medication, so I would just put pasoquitas in my mouth. And I was like, all right, well, at least I'm eating peanut butter.
Yeah, essentially, if
yeah.
no one knows what that is, they're just little bars
Yeah.
of peanut butter, just like a little
sugar,
square
basically.
of peanut butter, essentially.
Oh, they're so good. They were my favorite. I
Like,
think.
imagine a Reese's just with no chocolate. It's
Yep.
just the peanut butter center. That
liked
was
it.
that was
Back
amazing.
and hard.
What's your kids' thoughts on your music? P.S. You guys saved my life, and I'm thankful and grateful.
That's very nice.
Thank you.
They like it. They really do. They'll catch themselves too, and they'll be like, "Oh, I love this song. Or, this is my favorite song." Like, and they'll hear something on the radio, and then they're like, "But it's not as good as your song." So sometimes I feel like a fucking lame ass. Like they really got to coddle me. Yeah, they really love the first song off our new record. It's a song called "New Day's Coming." That's Miles's favorite song of all time. He plays it over and over again. He plays that. He really likes War Pigs by Black Sabbath, and his other favorite song is something from the Teen Titans Go soundtrack. I forget what it's called. Anyway, but the girls have just started to get into Bon Jovi. They like Living on a Prayer a lot, and they like Journey, and they also like our music as well. So I feel like that's a really good. I mean, Journey, Bon Jovi,
Yeah.
us. I mean,
I remember for a little
pretty-
while they were obsessed with that "Shake It Off."
oh yeah,
T
that
Swift.
was weird. That was weird. It got real weird because like.
It was in that movie or something, wasn't it? There was like a kids
Yeah.
movie that it was in.
And then they heard it at a party. That's the thing now is like they're going to parties, right? So like they're real cool. Like they're adults. They're like going to these parties, and you know, there's kegs and shit. No. But they hear all this music, and I had them like in this like weird time warp where like they thought the Beatles were still playing. Like, you know, it was like that's all they listened to was like, you know, like 70s, 60s rock, you know, and it's funny now they're like they're like, hey, have you heard this Bruno Mars thing? And I'm like, I don't know what that is. That doesn't exist. So they're getting into it though.
Were there any songs you wrote that thought would be huge but didn't become huge, and vice versa?
Yeah, every song I write.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. Is like, you know, it's funny. Like sometimes you have a feeling you know, like, oh, this is the one. Like this is the one everybody's gonna get. And there's songs like, all right, this is a weird one. All right, so there's a song off of the first record called Never Enders, and Never Enders has always been like one of my favorite songs off of Stomach Aches.
And one of our favorite songs to play.
Yeah.
Also,
and people will like be like, "Oh, you gotta play Neverenders," and we're like, "All right," and we play Neverenders, and people are like,
yeah, everyone in the crowd just kind of stops what they're doing.
And just, like they've never heard a noise before. Like they're like, "What is this?" I don't. So that's a strange one. So we like to play it, but then sometimes we just kind of play it for ourselves sometimes. But then, yeah, there's songs that like Joyriding. I knew, I knew that was gonna be. It was a song that I really enjoyed writing, playing, and listening to. So I kind of had a feeling that people were gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, for me, I felt like it was like Mess. Like
Mess.
When we first like wrote Mess, I was like, oh my god, this song,
the one.
this one is amazing.
Yeah, Oceans, same thing. And there's actually a lot off this new record too that like I felt really strongly about. Like. I really feel strongly about a song called "Great Party," "Basement Eyes." I think, and "Young and Doomed." "Young and Doomed" was one of those ones where I was like, "This has to be the first song that people hear." I don't know.
Have you read the fan-made comic about you and your ex-bandmates called Death?
Yes, and it's amazing.
Was that the one? Was there a girl who came to one of the meet and greets and brought
she brought it, and then I was in LA and I showed it to Gene and Mikey, and they're like, "We have it. They got it already." Like I guess she like gave it to them at like a signing or something too. And yeah, it's amazing. Like the art on it.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Seriously,
really, really good.
Did you meet Morrissey?
No, I didn't. Here's the thing, I am such a nerd for anything Morrissey and anything Danzig, but at the same time, like, and anytime they play, I don't care how many times I've seen them. It does not matter. I will go again and again and again and again. But I love them so much that I don't know. Like, they don't want to meet me. You know? And so, like, I don't know if like I don't want to ruin it and have that be weird and awkward and then not have that anymore. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, if Marcy was like called me up and was like, "Yo, you got to come hang out," I would go. You know what I mean? But at the same, like, I designed merch for him a couple years ago, and he wrote me a note. I think he said "brilliant XOM," and I was like, "Oh, it's amazing." Yeah. And like, and Danzig too, like, because we when My Chem was on tour, we followed a Danzig tour, or we were in front of it. And we would leave him notes, and then he left notes for us. And then, like, we went to a show once, and he gave us a shout out, and we got booed. It was really funny, but like. I love those dudes so much. Like, they've inspired me so much. Like, the only person that has inspired me that much that I did meet and totally exceeded every expectation was Ian MacKaye. Like, Ian blew my mind. He was the nicest person I've ever met in my life, and took the time to just kind of show us around at Discord houses and like.
Yeah, that was incredible. All of us were kind of like shell shocked too, like when it happened, because like we originally just went down to go see the Discord like factory. Now it's literally across the street from the house, and like we had went to just like go kind of take a little tour of just like the label and stuff, and they were showing us all, you know, the records that they have on stock and just, you know, new artists that they're working with and a bunch of old stock of stuff that, you know, either didn't get released or whatever, just anything they had overhead. And like we're like just super excited about that, and we go outside and they're like, all right, yeah, like maybe, you know, like we could take a photo of you guys if you want, like on the steps, and then like literally a car just pulls into the driveway of the house.
I know, and I definitely peed my pants.
Yeah, and then like Ian got out, and all of us were just like, "What? Like,
know.
is this happening?"
What an amazing dude. So no, I didn't meet him, RC.
Yeah. And then the last question is, what is your most memorable show?
Oh man,
That's a tough one.
that is a tough one. I think it's like different instances from different shows, you know. But for me, it's like weird things like we played with our friends Against Me at Starlight Ballroom a couple years ago, like maybe 3-4 years ago, and
Yeah, I think 3 maybe now,
3
or
years?
maybe even.
I'm gonna say 3. 3 years ago, and for the last song, my kids came up and they sang "Joyriding" with us, and that was amazing. Like that was one of my favorite moments of all time. So that was huge. We were just in South America and hearing kids sing along to songs that we wrote in our basement, like and a song that my daughter Lily wrote, a song called "Best Friends Forever." Like that was unreal to be able to come home and like show her a video of like, hey, listen, there's like 800, 1,000 people singing the song that you wrote, like, and you're 9, like, it's crazy. So like stuff like that really blows my mind. I don't know, what's your favorite show that you ever played?
That's a tough call. Like, it really is. There's so many, I feel like, that are just.
How fortunate, by the way, to have that kind of reaction. Like, I've had so many amazing moments, like moments that like should not even be in my head, like that have happened, like real life things that like bucket list stuff that I could have maybe written down as a young kid. Be like, oh, that'd be really cool to play to over 100,000 people and have Brian May get up and play a song with me. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like, and that happened. Like, so like, yeah, that's hard for me to pinpoint one.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like a lot of them, especially too, like when you're out for like 6 weeks at a time, sometimes, like you play 30, 40 shows almost in that time stretch. So a lot of them, not that they all blend into each other, but sometimes, like when
There's
you
like
do
little
have,
ones from each,
yeah, there's like little segments from each that kind of just stand out and stuff. Like same like that one, just because of how insane it was when we played with Taking Back Sunday and the Used on the very first tour. And we did that show in Kansas City where it was 7,000 people like sold out like in that weird square.
That was really strange.
Where it was like literally like the amount of crew working that show was like not enough for the amount of people that were there. So it was like one of the first times too where we were like, oh my God, like if anything were to happen, like we're all screwed. Like this is insane. I mean, not like it was a great show and a great time and everything did go well. I'm not saying that it was a bad thing, but it was like
out of all the shows you can.
But no, but I'm just saying,
what's
like,
your
that's
favorite
like.
show? Well, we almost died.
Well, it says memorable. It doesn't have to be favorite.
Sorry,
but,
I
you know,
digress.
No. But
He's correct.
I'm just saying though, like that was just like one of those things. Like that'll always be in my head, like just how crazy, that was. And like then there was that other show too where like I fell and hit my ribs on the drum riser.
I
where
think he broke his rib.
Yeah, I felt like I broke my rib. Like that's like another one where it's just like I'll never forget either. Just like.
Oh man.
But
All right. Thank you guys so much.
yeah,
I
thank you
appreciate
guys.
it.